Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red this Monday morning. And it's not raining. It's a little bit cold, but it's actually quite nice out there. I think it's going to be a nice day. Mark chapter 7 and verse 9. And he was also saying to them, "You are experts at setting aside the commandments of God in order to keep your traditions." So you are experts. So he's on a roll now. He also said to them, so he'd already given them one, as it were, declaration of truth that they would have rather not received regarding how they were working with the law. And now he comes on to them again and says to them, and you're also like this. And you get into that, don't you? When you're telling someone off, you kind of think of all the things that you've said before, and then other things come, and you say to them, you're like this, and you're like that, and you're like this, and you're like that. And it's this sense, well, Jesus was on one of them journeys, really. He was saying, this is what you're like. This is what you're like. And so he was also saying to them, so he said this to them. And he said, basically, you are experts, someone who is able, capable, you're really good, proficient, you're expert at doing something. Unfortunately, the something they were doing was not particularly glorifying to God. It was not good, it was bad. But nevertheless, they were experts, successful in being those who represent bad. So you are experts. I wonder, are you an expert in the good or in the bad? Are you pursuing, teaching yourself how to do the good thing, the right thing, the proper thing, the God thing? Or are you still giving yourself a license to become experts in manifesting of the bad? Are you skilled in the art of deception, of lying, of stealing, of wrongdoing? Or are you skilled in the area of compassion and kindness and mercy and love and intimacy and friendship? What are you skilled in? What are you training yourself in? Are you an expert in good or bad? And these guys, they were setting aside the commandments of God. They were choosing, even though they understood and they knew what the Lord said with regards to what is right, they were choosing to become, as it were, experts in manipulating the law. And they were working their way, scheming their way around, appeasing themselves in their conscience by working out ways to overcome the law. So they would seductively deceive themselves. And you know, self-deception is the worst form of deception. It has a power to control you far more than just outright deception and outright sinfulness. So he says, you are skilled in setting aside God's will in order to keep your traditions. So they're there, they've got their objectives, they know what they want to do, they're happy with that, and they're going to keep what they do as priority to their lives, despite the fact that God is saying, that's not like that, that's not how it should be, we want to do it a better way. They're choosing to ignore that, and they're saying, well, I know God wants me to do this, but actually I'm going to do that anyway. Well, if you're one of those people, you make it very difficult for God to work on your heart. And the only way God can do that is if God brings you face to face with your brokenness. You know, in the Old Testament, it talks about, I sent mildew, I sent hail, I sent famine, I sent disease, and you would not return to me. And you don't want God to be sending all those bad things. What you want is you want God to be intimate with you, that you can just be sensitive to his voice so that you can obey the voice of the Lord. Have a great day. Be blessed. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.